Hey, what's up? This is electrictype, and I have an OU battle for you against Faladran. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'll put his link in the description below. You can check out his battles. He leads with a Scarm, and I'm sort of scared of that thing, but instead, my ace just shoots out some stealth rocks. He switches to Flygon, and then U-turns out of there. And it hurts Ace pretty bad, but he's not too worried about it. And he switches into a Heatran, and Ace just explodes because I don't want to have to deal with that Heatran. But she survives it with like a quarter of her HP, but at least my other Pokemons won't have to deal with her later. So I send out my Royal Flush, and she switches out. And he sends that Scarm back in, and I decide that Royal Flush is going to try to set up. And Scarm gets some leftovers, and I'm like, Dragon Dance. So Royal Flush Dragon Dances, and Scarm sets up his Stealth Rocks. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for another Dragon Dance. And I probably should have seen this coming because I know that Scarms do this, but he Whirlwinds. And Royal Flush is out of there, and Gambit comes out, and Gambit doesn't really have anything that it wants to do yet, so he just U-turns and comes back to me. And I send out Jack because Jack does not like Steel-type Pokemons. Okay, Scarm sets up Spikes now on top of the Stealth Rocks, and that's sort of annoying, but I'm not going to worry about it. And Jack is going to Thunderbolt that Scarm and one-hit KO it, because that is what Jack does. He has the ability Magnet Full, so Steel-type Pokemon can't escape, and he just destroys them. Then this Heatran comes back in and thinks it's gonna hit me, but I switch into King Club because King Club does not care about fire attacks. So Heatran Lava Plumes, and King Club is just like, ah, what just happened? Nothing. Alright, I'm body slamming this. It doesn't really do a lot, but it does paralyze. And for some reason, Heatran just roars out of there, and Gambit comes back in. And Gambit like looks over at me, and he's like winks, and I'm like nod my head, and he earthquakes, and that just totally destroys Heatrans. And the Heatran's like, no, why did I roar? But then he sends in his Gengar, and I can't do nothing with Gambit to the Gengar, so I send out my Joker. And Joker's deal is he doesn't really attack, he just protects my team. Okay, so Gengar Shadow Balls, and it freaking hurts Joker real bad. So Joker sets up the light screen and then gets out of there. I send Gambit back out, and Gambit gets hit with a Focus Blast from the Gengar, and it hurts him pretty bad. And Gambit is just like pissed off about it. Alright, so he gets hit with a Shadow Ball, and it takes him down to like 5 HP. And Gambit is just totally mad, so he decides to start outraging. And Gengar's sub is broken, and for some reason he withdraws and sends out Jirachi. And I know it's not very effective, but it's a Choice Banded Outrage stabbed from Gambit with EVs, and it thinks it's gonna set up on him. But Gambit is still just pissed off and outraging, and it's doing about a third of his damage, third of his HP after leftovers, and Gambit gets confused and finally goes down to a psychic, but he did his job, so it's totally worth it. Now I send Jack back out, and Jack is really pissed off because there's 2 steel type Pokemon on this team, and the Jirachi thinks it's gonna set up on Jack, but he's packing Hidden Power, and it's a type the Jirachi doesn't like. Super effective. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but I'm pretty sure this Jirachi can't hurt Jack either. And it's just going to keep Calm Minding, even though it doesn't have enough HP to take like anything now. So hit it with another Hidden Power, and it's down there, and my team's light screen wears off, and I think that he was probably trying to stall that out, is what was going on, because now it hits me with a Psychic, and Jack is pretty sure that he can take it, and it only does about half, and one more Hidden Power is going to kill that Jirachi. So it just spent all that time setting up, and Jack just did his job, which is killing steel type Pokemon. And Gengar comes back out and tries to Focus Blast but misses, which was pretty bad for him. And a Thunderbolt takes Gengar out now. And Jack gets some leftovers, and Flygon comes back out, and there's nothing that Jack can do to a Flygon, so I send Joker back out for one more thing, and he goes for the Earthquake, and that does not hit Joker because of Levitate. So he sends out Kingdra, and I go for the Reflect, try and protect the team again as Kingdra starts setting up, and Joker just time bombs out and explodes, and that is gonna kill Kingdra. Joker faints, and Flygon is the last Pokemon. So I'm gonna send out my King Club, and he gets really hurt by spikes and all that, and then Flygon like earthquakes, and King Club kind of like rolls over, and he's like, oh man, and that earthquake just pisses him off so much he decides he's gonna explode, and that is gonna take out Flygon, and that's the battle. And it was a pretty good game, and I was pretty scared for most of it. I wasn't sure exactly what was happening, but my Pokemon's pulled through, and thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe, and subscribe to Faldaran's channel as well. Thanks.